everybody to Make It Make Sense. I'm your host, Monique Pressley. Thanks so much for joining. We are here to do today what we try to do for you every day. Make it make sense. Take the things that are confusing, the areas where you need clarity, the things that need correcting, and certainly where there is controversy that needs to be cleaned up. Y'all like all my C's? I love C's. We are here to do that for you. We are going to bring you data, facts, experts, whatever's necessary in order to get that done. I'm here today with a pressing update in that you may remember if you watched my show, if you watched last week, and I was discussing Mayor Ras Baraka and the unlawful arrest of the Newark mayor, Ras Baraka, and the scene that unfolded when he was trying to assist two members of Congress, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver and Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Cole, as they were trying to do their job of oversight at an ICE detention facility in Newark. Things turned ugly, went bad, and Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Cole and Congresswoman McIver were manhandled, just roughed, pushed, treated poorly when they were just trying to do their jobs, and all of that unfolded after the unjustified arrest of Mayor Baraka. We had heard because this government likes to preview their actions via tweet and via Truth Social and via just the gutter. And they were saying that they were also going to be pressing charges against Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. And lo and behold, yesterday, they did just that. I want to show you the tweet from interim U.S. Attorney General there in New Jersey, interim U.S. Attorney General Alina Habba, which says, today my office has charged Congresswoman McIver with violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 11A1 for assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement. Let's get on the full screen, her full announcement, so we can understand exactly how they're doing things. God, I'm going to try to read it, but she says she takes her obligations seriously, blah, 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 responsibility, blah, blah, blah. After extensive consideration, they've agreed to dismiss Mayor Baraka's misdemeanor charge of trespass for the sake of moving forward. Let me hip you to the game. They didn't do that for the sake of moving forward. They did that because the charges were not going to stick. The charges were not justified. And it seems that the ICE detention folks, the federal officers, masks and all, who were there, didn't have the authority to arrest him. So she's trying to look noble, doing something that she was going to have to do anyway. The citizens of New Jersey deserve unified leadership so we can get to work to keep our state safe. The dismissal against the mayor is not the end of the matter. So they're going to dismiss the mayor. But I mean, of course, who's the most unprotected in the universe? What did our brother Malcolm say about Black women? Congressional oversight is an important constitutional function and one that I fully support. However, that is not at issue in this case. Representative LaMonica McIver assaulted, impeded, and interfered with law enforcement in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 111A1. The conduct cannot be overlooked by the chief federal law enforcement official in the state of New Jersey. And it's my constitutional obligation to ensure that our federal law enforcement is protected when executing their duties. I have persistently made efforts to address these issues without bringing criminal charges and have given Representative McIver every opportunity to come to a resolution, but she has unfortunately declined. No one is above the law, except for your lying criminal, felonious, convicted president, U.S. Attorney interim Habba, politician or otherwise, except your president. It is the job of the office to uphold uphold justice impartially, regardless of who you are. Now we will let the justice system work. You know what else is about to work? The streets. The streets are about to work, Haba, because this will not stand. You're not going to do this to a Black woman. Y'all can take that down. You're not going to do this to a Black woman. You're just not. Who was there doing her job? And you're saying she was impeding justice when you've already dismissed the charges that caused what you're calling impeding, when the charges themselves, when the arrest was wrongful and everything else that followed from the arrest was because of something that was wrongful, and her trying to defend herself against your agents who were mistreating them, who were assaulting them. She was trying to protect an 80-year-old member of Congress, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Cole. No, this isn't going to stand. But because I don't have all the words that need to be said on this matter, and my dear sister and colleague, Elizabeth Booker, has already done a video. I'm gonna give you Elizabeth Booker Houston now to tell you the who's
Evening, New Jersey federal prosecutor Alina Habba charged New Jersey Congresswoman LaMonica McIver with assaulting, impeding, and interfering with federal police. And it's not true. This shit is not true. It's completely fabricated bullshit because this is the way the administration wants to intimidate and bully people. They're trying to bully this Black Congresswoman. I'm going to explain, okay? About a week ago at Delaney Hall, which is an immigration detention facility in Newark, New Jersey, Mayor Ras Baraka got arrested. You may recall that. Well, some members of Congress were also present, including Congresswoman McIver, okay? And they were there to do their damn job. It's not just in their authority to inspect these facilities, even unannounced. It's not just can they do it. It's they have to do it. This is in their job description. So this Black woman was there to do her Black ass job, and ICE decided to get crazy and aggressive, shoving people, going after Mayor Ras Baraka, but they want to flip the script and say that LaMonica was the aggressor and that she assaulted them, even though we have video evidence proving that's not true. We can see it with our eyes, okay? They're lying. She was not the aggressor in the situation. It was definitely ICE. They were even illegally masked, as pointed out by Hakeem Jeffries in his House Democrat statement, okay? But even after the chaos died down, I'm going to tell you that LaMonica was so not aggressive that they let her into the facility. Now, I ain't never had somebody assault me and feared for my bodily safety and gone, oh, but you can come on in. Does that make sense? No, because they're lying, okay? But she went in with the other Congress people, greeted by the warden, no tension, no pushback, answered their questions, did the tour, all of that. And then they made this shit up later at the same time that they are now saying they're going to drop the charges against Mayor Ras Baraka. And that makes you wonder why. I'm going to explain. Delaney Hall is a private facility. Now, it's contracted with the federal government to detain these individuals, but it's still a private facility. Just because you contract with the federal government doesn't make you a federal building. And it's not a federal building, meaning that the federal police do not have jurisdiction to effect an arrest there. So those charges against Mayor Ras Baraka were not going to stick. And these federal judges are not going with this administration. We've seen it over and over again. Okay, they knew that, but they wanted to go ahead and use this moment to still poke at and bully LaMonica McIver because, again, it's all about bullying and intimidation with these people, and it's a distraction because they don't want you to pay attention to what Congresswoman McIver saw, and they're trying to hurt her credibility so that people don't believe her. But what she saw is that there were only Black and brown people in this detention facility. What she saw were due process violations, people not being allowed to talk to their attorneys. And what she saw was that a lot of these people in the facility were not the violent, dangerous criminals that the administration claims. A lot of them had no criminal history. They were just undocumented, which is a civil offense, not a criminal one. And then some who did have criminal offenses, it was like panhandling. And I know a lot of white people I've seen on the corner who could probably go and get thrown in prison for that if they want to play that game. But anyway, I want y'all to remember that this is all a way for them to create chaos and confusion and try to stop even our elected representatives from doing their job. And we need to keep watching them. Don't let them get away with it.
Thank you, Liz. We always appreciate you. You put it all together in a way that we can understand it and miraculously get it done in like under 3 minutes, which we also appreciate. So that's where things stand. And there are any number of colleagues of hers, members of Congress, other elected officials, organizations that are standing with Congresswoman LaMonica McIver. I just want to show you the statements from some of them. When with Black Women, of course, has released a statement. Let's see if we can get that up on the screen. Will that Senator Cory Booker? I'll take it. That's not one Black woman, but I'll take it. He says these charges are clearly unfounded. Representative McIver was exercising her legally protected authority as a member of Congress to conduct oversight of a detention center that receives millions of taxpayer dollars. Federal officials unnecessarily escalated what should have been a run-of-the-mill inspection of the facility. In fact, Representative McIver's actions were so unremarkable that she was invited back inside to finish her tour that day after these events took place. Pursuing this case against Representative McIver will divert considerable resources away from serious matters of public safety. The Department of Justice should drop these charges immediately. Yes, who else do we have who's making a statement? I'd like to see, oh, that's Emerge, we'll take it. Congresswoman LaMonica McIver is an Emerge alum. You can go back to the first Emerge post before we read this. Yep, it says we stand with Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, and then their full statement is next. Emerge stands with our alum, Congresswoman LaMonica McIver, in the face of scurrilous, politically motivated federal charges. Representative McIver was at this private facility to do her congressionally mandated job, providing oversight and accountability to an administration hell-bent on ending habeas corpus, a bedrock constitutional right. Not only did the Congresswoman have the authority to conduct this oversight visit, she had a duty to be there to see if any constituents were held in violation of their rights. Trump's Justice Department is targeting this Black Congresswoman because they want to prevent her from exposing what was happening in the facility. All of the people detained were Black and brown. Let's do this again. All of the people detained were Black and brown. They are not being given due process. They cannot speak to their attorneys. For Representative McIver, today is back to business, standing up for everyday people of New Jersey. We stand with her. I don't know if y'all get that part. That these are places that these members of Congress are going in order to check on their own constituents. They are going to try to speak up and to put a bright light on the fact that this administration does not care about constitutional protections like due process and is lying, fabricating the level of seriousness of the criminal action, if any, of the people whom they are detaining. They are detaining these people, and then they're, the Supreme Court and other federal courts have had to say, stop it. You cannot ship people out of the country without giving them their due process rights. So now they're opening up facilities like these that, I remind you, as I said previously, don't have proper licenses, are not following municipal code of the city of Newark, which is what Mayor Razbaraca was trying to alert people to and check on in the first place. And then they're breaking federal law by keeping them there absent any process. You have the right to speak to your attorney. You have the right to a hearing before a tribunal. If you are tried, you have the right for a criminal case, for a jury in front of your peers. These are all things that are bedrock for the way that we do governance in this country. Who else do we have? Letter from Congressional Black Caucus. That's Emerge again. Do we have? Okay. Congressional Black Caucus statement on bogus charges against Representative LaMonica McIver. I don't know if I can even read the writing this small, but I'll try. Representative LaMonica McIver has the full and unwavering support of the members of our caucus. The criminal charges filed today by the U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey against Representative McIver are shameful and entirely without merit. To be clear, a member of Congress has the constitutional authority to visit ICE facilities without an appointment to conduct oversight. Congresswoman McIver, acting in her capacity as a member of the House of Representatives and the Committee on Homeland Security, was upholding her constitutional duty by conducting lawful oversight during the Delancey Hall visit as expected by her constituents and, by extension, the American people. Excuse me. These bogus charges are nothing short of a cowardly attempt to intimidate members of Congress from holding this administration accountable. Ultimately, these efforts will fail because House Democrats and the Congressional Black Caucus will never bend the knee to the Trump administration. The CBC and House Democrats will continue working each day to hold President Trump and his administration accountable, including conducting constitutionally mandated oversight and standing up against these attempts at congressional intimidation, bullying, and extreme abuse of power. Whew, something in my throat. Listen, she has the support of us all. She has the support of us all. If you're interested in just seeing the full extent of her support, there's a story in the New Jersey Globe about the charges against LaMonica McIver. You can go to NewJerseyGlobe.com and look for it there. You can see statements from the governor, from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, what a joke, from Senator Cory Booker, from Senator Andy Kim, from the New Jersey Attorney General Matt Platkin, who is saying how they try to work with the U.S. Attorney's Office, but not when they act like this. From Representative Rob Menendez, Representative Bonnie Watson Cole. I want to pause on that one for a minute. This case, because she was there, she's one of the people who was accosted by these agents. This case is an assault on civil liberties and an attempt to silence political opposition. I was with Congresswoman LaMonica McIver and Congressman Rob Menendez at Delaney Hall, and I saw what happened. These allegations are simply incorrect and inconsistent with the facts. We were present to exercise our oversight responsibilities, and in my view, the ICE agents needlessly chose to create a tense and dangerous situation by arresting Mayor Baraka. This prosecution is wrong and alarming, as it is just one more example of the Trump administration ignoring the rule of law and attempting to run roughshod over the other branches of the government here, the Congress. Everyone who values democratic principles should join me in demanding that the U.S. Attorney withdraw these baseless charges. Representative Nellie Pooh, Representative Frank Pallone, Representative Mikey Sherrill, Representative Josh Gottheimer, the New Jersey State Democratic Chair Leroy Jones Jr., ranking members of the House Judiciary Committee, including Representatives Jamie Raskin, Pramila Jayapal, Jasmine Crockett, Mary Gay Scanlon, Jared Nadler, Hank Johnson, Lucy McBath have all made statements. Representative and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Representative Mark Green. The list goes on from there. These are all people who are making purposeful, intentional, very loud statements about what is happening and the manner in which it's happening, and that it is unjustified. Do we have the statement? The last one I want is from the Win with Black Women. It's yellow and brown, if that helps. Do we have the statement? There we go. We stand with Representative LaMonica McIver. When Black women lead with courage and conviction, they often face unjust scrutiny. Representative LaMonica McIver stood up for transparency and accountability by exercising her lawful oversight duties at the Delaney Hall ICE facility. Now she's facing political retaliation for doing her job. We won't be silent. We won't back down. The hashtags we want you to use is I stand with McIver and of course hashtag Win with Black Women. Listen, we're millions strong, y'all. Don't get it twisted. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. Interim U.S. Attorney Haba, you're making Big mistake. Huge. Because this is not a game that you want to play with this 92% or with any of the other people who support Congresswoman McIver. And what you're doing is wrong-headed. I don't know who told you it was a good idea, but you need to look back and think twice, 3 times, if you a lady, and undo this the same way you undid the other unjustified charge, because trying to quiet political dissent via abuse of power will land you in jail. Not Congresswoman McIver, you. That's all I've got on this. I will keep you updated on this story if you want to do something. As I said, hashtag I stand with McIver, hashtag One with Black Women, free Monica McIver, whatever. Use your platform, make your voice known. I will be back with you later today because no, I am not ignoring this big, ugly budget bill. They are doing things at the dark of night. They took something out of committee a couple of days ago at 1 a.m. in the morning, and they are doing it again, trying to do it again tonight. So I'll be bringing you, it's what we do. We pull up, we show you exactly what's happening, when it's happening. They can't do this stuff. They can't do these votes under cover of darkness when America is sleeping and think that that's going to be okay. And you got to ask why. Why are they calling votes at 1 a.m. if it's something good, if it's big and beautiful, instead of ugly, dark, horrid, harmful? They are voting, they are keeping their members up at 1 a.m. to vote when they're finishing regular business, 6 o'clock latest. They're coming back to vote so that it can't be highlighted, so that you'll miss it. But we're not going to miss it, are we? C-SPAN's going to be covering it. NPR is going to be covering it. Persist Network, which you guys know I belong to, is going to be there in the Capitol covering it and bringing you this information so that you don't miss it. Anything they got to sneak to do, anytime they try to make it a secret, it's not good. It's not good. So I'll be back with more on that today, and then we'll be doing coverage of it middle of the night, early tomorrow morning, 1 a.m. Because if it's happening, we're going to talk to you about it. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel, the Monique Pressley channel. Please share. This information has been helpful to you. Share with others. And please like this video so that the algorithm can know that we're here. And we will be back with you later today, as I said, posting as things happen, and then tomorrow. And until then, y'all, for God's sake, stay safe out there.